Hey guys and girls, I'm Links123 and welcome to the very first update on the new project, which is the old project just remade. And well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically my old hard disk with the old version of this Breath of the Wild in Ocarina of Time project broke down and all of the files were lost, and now I have taken the project up again and I'm trying to remake everything in a better way, a more complete version, and just with some better textures, right? So if you haven't seen anything yet, this video will show you everything you want to know. And if you want to know even more, make sure to go to the Facebook page. Link will be in the description, basically because all of the pictures and screenshots through the development will be on there. So future updates will also be posted there before on the YouTube channel. Alright? Well, let's jump straight into it and see what I got for you guys and girls. You can clearly see we got some huge changes here already. We got a very new looking Kokiri Forest with small nice textures here with small flowers coming out of the wall, really nice. I love the grass texture, really awesome. Same with this grass. I know it looks stupid because it's just like a block of green goo, something, whatever you want to call it, but it's the only way I can do this, because if I make some of these textures invisible, it will just turn black for some reason. I don't know why, man. We got new fences, everything is new what I want to show you, but I just want to give you guys and girls a little tour around the project with the progress until now. It looks really promising, I guess, and I'm really proud of the work this time, even more than the last time. Also because the textures is more updated and also higher resolution than in the previous ones, right? So, well, let's go into the rock section and just see what I got for you guys and girls there. I want to show you as much as I can, but I can't say I will show you all of it because it's gonna take some time and maybe I'm just forgetting something. That's probably the worst thing. Well, we got some new plants, basically just more orange, light green, looks really great. It looks like this kind of, what can I say, this winter leaf color, whatever you want to call it, looks really awesome. Yeah, chests isn't remade yet, but for sure will be at some kind of point in this progress. Well, you can also see the rolling stone there is also remastered, retextured, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I will stop saying that because you guys and girls know what I'm showing you there here is just new and it's up to date, right? Well, it's actually pretty funny because the project went totally down and all of the files that I had been working on the last basically 3 years, especially under Corona, because I just updated all of the old files into some newer files. All of those files were gone. I was really depressed because, for God's sake, man, it's something that took so much of time to do, and it just basically it just went off. Yeah, it just went away in like 2 seconds. It's really sad. But now we are up again. We are up running. It's amazing, guys and girls. You can clearly see the work here. The plants is looking great. The houses is more mossy and more forest looking, in my opinion, than they were in the old project. So something is really improved here, and yeah, sorry for just hovering around here, but it makes the progress way quicker. Oh, yes, no enemies or NPCs is also remade yet. You can see the deco tree. I won't go any more near him because then it will trigger a cutscene, and I don't want that right now. But you can see the great deco tree with new leaves too, looks really great. I love these kind of colors. It's more when I was planning to do this whole project, I had to get my ideas first. And how do you make an idea? You watch something that could probably give you the idea. And Breath of the Wild walkthroughs is definitely a great way to get inspiration to Breath of the Wild project, right? Well, I think watching different walkthroughs, let's plays, videos, you name it, it really gave me a feeling about some kind of a cozy feeling. I don't know how to explain, but you know, it's like Breath of the Wild has this kind of what can I call it, a dusty kind of color scheme to it, even though if it's blue, green, yellow, red, whatever, and some other things is more cartoonish, if I can say it like that. So some of the colors is really cartoonish, really high with saturation, and other things is more dusty looking, more beige and more turquoise and stuff like that. So it looks really great with these colors, and I really just love the mood of the game. So it was really hard to, and it still is actually, to catch this kind of feeling when you are playing the game and playing with my texture pack on it, because we still know Ocarina of Time for what it is, but you have to remember what makes you feel like you're playing Breath of the Wild instead of Ocarina of Time. And this is no mod or anything, it's just a texture pack, so we have to catch this feeling, and I think I did it really well with this project. Not last time, it wasn't my very favorite, but I think it went out really well this time. And if you just take a look at the wall here, this looks like some kind of an ancient temple, ancient labyrinth, something like that. I really just love that. Wow. You can also see, if we just take a look down here, just some different color schemes, different textures that I have been using before for sure in the Kokiri Forest. But yeah, we oh, for God's sake, not that owl, man, not that owl. I don't want to show you the Goron City yet. I will just go to that place in a second, but first of all I have to show you the whole Lost Woods section, and then we goes on to the Death Mountain, and then on to the very next section, right? Well, this project is definitely something that have been developed over the last 3 years. I know the development took 3 years, but most of the textures from the very start of the game got actually updated like 2 or 3 times. So it's really amazing to see the final project now. Some of the textures, the raw textures with no matching file name for Ocarina of Time, but the raw files, I got them in my Dropbox, so some of them is used to this date and still is, and most of the grass textures and stuff is actually remade, but some of the wooden textures and stuff like that is the old ones, and I think they fit really great. It's really great looking, and combining the old ones with the new ones definitely makes it feel good to me playing this, and I'm really happy for the final result. Some of the things from the very start of the game, when I started out building this project up, I could clearly see it would, when I take a look back at it right now, I can clearly see some of it has to just been remade, and just, yeah, I have to take a look at that like once again, because some of the textures was really, they were really boring, or they was too like paint looking. You could clearly see the different brushes and the each pencil sketch that I have been doing on each texture, and it just looks really bad in my opinion. To start with, I actually tried to make everything look like cell shading, because I really just love cell shading and cell shading games. But I think I outlined the actual grass on the texture. Let me explain it. If you can see it here, up in the border here in the very top, you can see some small grass sections here. And in the old project, that grass was outlined with black. This time it's outlined with brown, very light brown. I don't even think you can see it. Maybe you can slightly see it. and it gives like a depth to it, but it's not a very hard depth, and it's pretty good in my opinion. You can also see the giant entrance to the forest temple. Not much to explain there. More will be coming soon for sure, but those textures for this entrance is actually in the forest temple folder, and I think the dungeons, I have to remake them into a shrine looking dungeon instead, like I did in the very last project, and it's gonna take some time, so I'm just gonna wait with that and just take the whole overworld before I start doing this. If we just go down to this little hole, whoop, we can see a fairy fountain. Damn man, I just love this. This is actually the version that I used in the very old version, the one that has basically was laying on the old hard disk, and I just love this. It looks like a underground cave with moss on the walls. Looks really great, really greenish, but still with kind of stone pillars and stuff. Wow, it's just amazing. I really do love this, and especially also the fairy fountain where you can meet the great fairy. Holy shit, I can't wait to show you that, because just the feeling when you get when you are entering this area, it's amazing, guys and girls. I just love that. Really, I really just love that. Well, if we just goes down to the Goron City, we just have to go a little bit. I don't hope we are going to meet Gabora once again, because that owl is, holy shit, he's frustrating. Damn. Well, what I was talking about before, just giving you guys and girls a kind of a backstory behind the whole project while I'm running through the whole project here. Lovely textures here, right? Those details. Well, building up the whole progress and the whole while I was doing progress in the whole project, let me say it like this, and before I keep speaking, the Goron City is not done. Nothing is actually changed here from JP's Wind Waker texture pack, so I'm just going out to the Death Mountain to show you even more. Alright, something happened there, right? Well, while I was doing progress in the project here, I was really proud of the work I did just a year ago or something like that. But I just think it turned out really bad in my opinion when I compare it to this. And I haven't been working on this like after the hard disk was broken, because I didn't have a computer at the time. So it's first when I got the computer, a new computer, I began working on this. So this work is made in like 3 weeks or something like that, and I think that's just amazing. Some of the textures for sure comes from other sources, either bought or either ripped from other games and stuff like that, and for sure also they have been what can I say, reimagined so I can make my own version of that. I don't want to lie to you guys and girls, some of the textures is for sure from other Zelda games, especially from Skyward Sword and also Twilight Princess, but mostly from Skyward Sword because it has this same color scheme as Breath of the Wild. But most of the textures is like redone, or something is modded on them, so I have my own version, so I'm not just copying another guy's work, either if it's Nintendo or another guy that have been working on a texture pack. It would just be stupid, right? And I don't think it's fair, because I want to do this my own, and therefore I'm just doing this work myself this time. No beta testers, nothing at all. I'm just doing this myself, so I know every source of the textures that lays in this texture pack for sure. So it's 100% legit, and just the look of it, I have control over everything, and that's just how I like it. Well, if we take a look here, this gives like some kind of a mine feeling with these huge iron walls, and then we got these more fire element looking walls. It's just amazing, guys and girls. I just love the look of this, man. It's really awesome. You can see the Death Mountain got a kind of a new color scheme. We got lava textures all over the place, and it's actually something that I have done in the old project. I just felt like it's really awesome, and it gives like... sorry, I'm just yawning. It gives another feeling than if it was just stones, and I just think it's boring. Therefore, I have to do that, and it's just my own idea, so it gives like my own piff to it, my own idea, right? If we are taking a look at the walls here, it's a texture I have done myself with different iron plates, put it on this wall, and it gives this kind of a rough feeling, once again with like a mine or something like that. Holy shit, I got shocked there. I'm just flying, for God's sake. I really love the look of that. Once again, it's like a mine. Same with these walls. Fits really great with the color scheme. It just looks awesome. In here we got the Great Fairy Fontaine. I don't want to spawn her or anything, or play a song so she enters the room, but just take a look at this. It looks awesome. The new water color, the new water texture looks really awesome in my opinion. And all these green textures instead of just gray stones or something like that, it gives a more mossy kind of feeling. Same with the old idea to the Temple of Time. Instead of just making it like a really nice looking gray stone Temple of Time, it with mossy stones and more green textures, it gives like an older feeling to it, just like in Breath of the Wild, right? Well, we made our way into the Death Mountain crater. Don't take a look at my name, it's just M. I don't even know why, it's just M. It sounds cool enough, but I don't know why, because my real name is not even with M. My YouTube name is not with M. Nothing is with M. My girlfriend's name is with M. It's the only thing. And my mom's nickname, Mom. Well, that's it. Well, enough speaking of that shit. Well, if we take a look at the different details here, we can once again see the different iron walls here. That appears to be another thing in this whole area, and it's just feeling really great to use the same texture, but at different positions. Sometimes at walls, this texture appears on walls, and other times it's just like an entrance, and you know what I mean. It's really awesome. Once again, the same here, and if we just flies a little bit. And yes, we are not spawning the Sheik. I always doesn't remember that when I'm adult and just flying around to test the project. Every time I'm just just spawning or just meeting with the Sheik, and it's just stupid, man, because the whole cutscene takes like some minutes. It's just stupid. Once again, we got my own wall here. Looks really great. I just love the rough look to it. It's really amazing, guys and girls. If we take a look around, we can see a lot of stones, and that's basically it. That's not anything special. If you want to take a closer look to each texture, make sure to go to the Facebook page, because you can see everything at a still picture and higher resolution there. Once again, we are inside the entrance to the Fire Temple. Looks really great too, if I'm not falling it down. This texture on the side, I don't know if you can see it because of the really bad darkness or bad lighting, what can I say. That texture is basically the one that will appear everywhere in each dungeon, because this texture is actually from the shrines from Breath of the Wild. I don't even remember where I got this texture, but it's awesome, and that's why I want to use that everywhere. It just looks really great. If we fall down, I don't think anything is remade yet. Nope, it's the original Ocarina of Time textures. So let's just go up again. Alright. Basically, I don't want to have any story to each different texture, because then we will not be done with this video until the end of the year. So I just flies around, show you guys and girls a little showcase about the whole project. More information will for sure be on the Facebook page, and if you have any questions, make sure to put a comment in the comment section, or else just throw a comment on the Facebook page, because I'm also answering all different questions there if it's needed. Let's teleport down to the graveyard in Kakariko Village, because that place is also remastered. And I think, just to shorten down this video a little bit, let's just go through it kind of quick, so I'm not entering each grave, not dampace race and stuff like that, because it will take the whole night to record, right? You can see the room to the entrance to the Shadow Temple is also recreated by me, and with this new kind of texture on the floor that just have this text that goes into the middle of the whole room, looks really great. And these torches, or at least every second of them, has this fire icon underneath them. It looks really great, and I think it's just a great idea. Once again, with all the mossy stones on the walls and also on the top. So this texture pack, you can call it Breath of the Wild in Ocarina of Time, but you can also call it moss everywhere in Ocarina of Time. It's up to you guys and girls. I don't want to blame you anything. Well, let me just show you the whole graveyard. I'm really proud of the look of it. It looks really great in my opinion. The graves is dark brown. The walls has this kind of funny look to it. It's actually a stone wall, but it has a lot of different textures on it. You can even see purple, some green. Yeah, it doesn't surprise anyone, but also some few red spots. Looks really great. And you can see on the floor here where you have to dig, because yeah, it's really clear to you. And we got some different mossy stones on the floor here, so you know where not to dig. And yeah, that's basically it for the graveyard. It looks really great in my opinion. I'm really proud of the look here. It's cozy, but it's still scary. Has this kind of great feeling to it. Or then it's just me that just likes the graveyard. I don't know. Well, we can also see on the different plants here, also remastered. I showed you them in Kokiri Forest, but I still think that is just worth to mention, because the texture here just fits really great into with the other textures. Man, I love this. I really love this. I have to censor some of the words. Alright, Kakariko Village. Well, what do I have to say? It speaks for itself, I guess. It's really amazing, guys and girls. With all these different colors. It looks like this kind of Rito. Is it Rito Village? Ruto Village in Breath of the Wild. The same idea. I took the idea from the Rito Village in Breath of the Wild. And just... what can I say? I played with it a little bit in my mind, and oh, for God's sake, I played with the idea in my mind and just came up with this. Looks really great. Some of the ideas, for example, this texture on the wall here, is actually from the old project, but this time I just used some more colors. For example, this blue, and also this texture with some few different colored stones down here. Looks really great too, in my opinion. And once again, same with the color scheme on the grass, and then you compare it to the different wall textures. Fits really great, and I just love the look of this. The outcome of the whole Kakariko Village is definitely one of my favorite places. It turned out really well, and I'm just really proud of it. Holy shit, guys and girls. Amazing. And if we yeah, this is kind of a sneak peek because I don't want to show you everything, but if you want to see the inside of the houses, make sure to go to the Facebook page, as I said before, because everything will be on there, and then you will be sure to be updated. If you like the page, for sure you will be updated with the newest content from this with this texture pack, because last time I was really slow at updating the project because I didn't have the time. And I don't have the time now, but I'm just I'm I'm using my priorities in a different way this time. So I just want to have this project done because I've been so close to an end before, and now it's just time for me to move on and make a really great result to this project. So make sure to like the Facebook page. It's everything I can say. Well, we are at Hyrule Field, and this place is gigantic, if you ask me, because for God's sake, there's so much to show, and once again there isn't. It's basically just a lot of grass and different textures, if you ask me, but it's really nice. And once again, the whole color scheme is just amazing, guys and girls. Holy shit. I'm really amazed by this, and I'm not trying to pull myself up or anything, but I'm really proud of the work here. It looks really great, and I just think the whole outcome of this is it's really worth a mention. So I don't even know how to explain it. I'm really happy for being on this project again. I'm really happy for creating it and just like updating the old idea into something new. It's amazing, and the feeling just seeing the whole texture pack begins to be more and more complete. It's really awesome. Let's just play a little song just to turn it into day once again. Thank you. What? Oh, thank you. Did you see that moon? It was just like falling down in the void. Zoom. Well, the last place I want to show you guys and girls today is the Gerudo Valley. The Gerudo Valley is also a really interesting place in my opinion. Basically because, I know I'm saying basically because a lot of times, but I want to explain something, and that it's just a bad thing I got in my mind saying basically because. But the Gerudo Valley is interesting because it it has this section as the front. We got the front here in Hyrule Field, but if you are going into the Gerudo Valley, I guess it's called the very first room you enter in a Gerudo themed area, which is the Gerudo Valley for sure. This place is just enormous, and in my opinion it was really entertaining as kid, running around here and just seeing, oh, there's water down there, or all these platforms on the side of the whole fall here, if I can call it that, the whole bottom here. Let's go down here, and I want to show you that. Like these platforms down there, they're mystical, and how do I get over to that crate? Because everyone can enter that area down there, but over to that crate you have to get the biggest hook shot, or the long shot if you want to correct me. Well, we got a little cool detail here. I really love the color scheme here. This time it's more yellow and more green. Green is basically the color that repeats itself over and over again in this project, but and also again beige and sand colors, but I think it looks really great, and it has some really great color schemes here. Basically just some really nice fitting colors. I'm really tried to work the best as I could with colors, how they work together and how do they look, and I think the outcome is really great actually. And even if you just takes a look on the floor here, and the water texture also fits really great because it has these really well fitting colors together. Amazing. Well, I want to show you the other section, but I just have to fly a little bit, or else the Gerudo guards will see me, and then I will be then I will not be happy, right? So let's just roll a little bit so we make things go faster. And not that faster, it's more loud in the microphone than helpful, I guess. Well, I love the Gerudo Valley and I'm just really proud of the whole work. But Kakariko and the Gerudo Valley and Gerudo Fortress, as you can see here, hello, it's just two amazing works, and in my opinion they are really amazing and really entertaining with the new textures, but also for the area itself, because it just looks really great. You can see here on the wall we got some different signs on it, different colors, just to make everything stand out a little bit. And if we take a look here on the gate, it's also standing out a little bit, but it's not because of the colors, it's just because it's gray, and gray is only appearing here, I guess, except for on the ladder. But the ladder is not remade yet. I think it appears in one of the dungeons, and therefore I haven't remade the texture yet. But it is what it is. It really is what it is. Well, let's just walk up to the whole fortress and see what's up, or fly up to the fortress. It really reminds me of some kind of an old Mexican house, house from Spain, something like that. These southern small villages, Mexico, whatever. Looks really great, and I really just love the whole look of this, because I don't even know, but maybe the Gerudos should represent some kind of Arabic people, Arabic. How do you even say that? I don't wanna come in conflict with anybody, but I don't really know how to explain that, because I don't know how to spell that word or say it, pronounce it. But I think the Gerudos have to represent some kind of a Muslim people group, but this time it looks more Mexican, and it's just what it is, because in Breath of the Wild they appears to be more colorful and not as dark as the Gerudos in Ocarina of Time. So it's not these kind of desert people looking like it does in Ocarina of Time, and they looks more like they looks more like a Mexican folk. I guess maybe it's just me that remembers wrong, but I think it's yeah, what it is. You can also see the cells here. It's basically the same textures that appears on all of the different interiors in the fortress, but this is just the main textures that goes again all over the place. It looks really great. Same textures that appears outside, just less saturation. Well, yeah, it is what it is. But I think all of these different colors just stands out from the original version of Ocarina of Time's version of the Gerudo Valley, and it's really awesome, man, because it's fun fact, there's actually a Gerudo standing there when you're into this area as young Link. I just like colors, and I love a new look to an area, because the fans that have been playing Zelda definitely have been playing Ocarina of Time too, and definitely more than once or twice. So you're probably remembering each section of the game slightly correct, and you know the exact look of each section. But if you're changing the whole look of it, oh, sorry. If you're changing a look at some different on a different area, for example the Gerudo Valley and the Gerudo Fortress, if you change the textures from these sand colored stones like they appear in Ocarina of Time, and you change them with, for example, this time it's more different colors and really colorful palettes and stuff like that, I think it gives a whole new feeling to a place, because the textures is such a huge deal on creating a video game. Maybe the video game itself is the most important thing, no shit. But the textures basically creates the feeling you get playing the game. You can see here the small ghost house is also remastered. No shit, that's why I'm showing you it. But yeah, there's not much to say. It's just the floor texture from the fortress that appears here, and if you take a look on the walls here, it's just a little dusty looking tile texture, let me say it like that. Well, to the very last section we have to teleport once again to the desert Colossus, and then we will see what's up. The Requiem of Spirit. Warp to the desert Colossus. Thank you very much. Boom. Yes sir. This is a desert Colossus, basically same textures that appears in the Gerudo Fortress, but just with more sand. And some few palms also appearing. I just love them. I just love these palms. Looks really awesome. You can even see a little deco nut on the top. Just a little great idea. I got the idea from GP's texture pack, but I just retextured the whole deco nut into a more HD version, so it fits this cartoonish real life style that Breath of the Wild and also Skyward Sword, speaking of, has. I don't think Skyward Sword is cartoonish looking, but it's definitely not also real life looking. So it's really hard to explain the look of Twilight, not Skyward Sword, but also what? I don't even remember Song of Storms. Maybe I don't have it. Well, I don't even know how to explain the look of that, the texture type of way on these games, Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword. It has a different type of textures they're using, and I really love it. But it's kinda cel shaded, and once again it's not. And on the other hand, it's really cartoonish, but it's once again looking like real people in some kind of way, with a cartoonish look. So it's pretty much like every Pixar movie or something like that, because Pixar movies looks like real humans, but not like real humans. I don't know how to explain it. I hope you get my idea right, and correct me if I'm wrong. Say it in the comment section down below. You can see the whole statue here in the front is also remastered. Looks really great. Has no real texture to it. It just symbolizes a woman sitting on this position with her legs to each side, but there's nothing. There's no texture that indicates the eyes or something like that. Those textures was appearing on the old version of this statue, but I removed them just to make it look more serious and not less what can I call it, unserious, if I can say it like that. I think having an old statue like this, which is even broken at some points on the whole model, no eyes needed to represent it being a statue of a woman. So that's what I'm basically ending off this video with. It's I know it has been a long video, but there's so much to show you guys and girls, and just to round up everything from the past weeks, I have to speak a little bit. I can feel it in my throat. It's pretty hard to talk for that long. But I really hope you enjoyed the very first update of the new project with Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time. Make sure to go to the Facebook page and like the page, so you will get the newest updates every time they come out, because every time I work with something, the update will be uploaded to the Facebook page way before I pull myself together and makes a video about it, because a video just takes more time than just taking some few screenshots and just upload them to Facebook. So make sure to, if you want the newest updates from this project, make sure to go to the Facebook page and like that. Until next update video, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment what you think about the whole project. Something you have on your mind, any ideas, anything you want to be changed, whatever. Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below here on YouTube or on Facebook. It's up to you guys and girls, because I see every single comment and I really appreciate every single one that takes time to write something nice or like the video or subscribing to the channel. And I even appreciate even more if you do all of the 3 things. You will be a really kind person, and it will just keep up the motivation for this project, because we are so close to an end right now, and just the motivation I have for it right now. Make sure to let it stay up to date and just let it stay up, so we will get a really awesome an epic looking texture pack for Ocarina of Time based on the Breath of the Wild textures. Please, come on man, like the video, subscribe, and like the Facebook page. It will mean a lot to me. See you next time guys and girls, and thank you for watching once again. Bye.